Hey guys, welcome back to day 6 of fly fishing in Montana.
Hey guys, it is day 6 of this hunting excursion. Day 6 of this fishing excursion. It's cold, I'm stuffy, but we're going fishing. I'm going to be walking about 4 miles to get to this fishing spot, and then walk a little bit up, and then fish all the way back down. So I can't wait for that too. It's going to be awesome, but I gotta warm up first, for sure. So yeah, we will catch you back soon.
So the day started off actually the day prior. All of the 3 groups of us, we decided the night before to plan out where we will go the next day. So Mr. White, Shay Baylor, and I, along with our 2 guides, Jay and Brisman, decided to go upstream about 3-4 miles, which was about an hour's walk. That next morning, we did exactly that, and it took us about an hour as well, and we started fishing, and Shay finally was actually the first person to catch a fish, and it was just awesome to see. He actually caught one on his first cast and then caught a second one on his next cast, and one was actually really a nice sized trout, and it was just really awesome to see, and be able to see a booster morale on him, and you could definitely see it in his face, and awesome. And you could definitely see it in his face, and it was just really neat experience to see, because he'd yet to catch a fish that trip. So Mr. White and I, we split up with Jay, and we head upstream some more, and we just couldn't seem to connect with any fish. We stopped at multiple locations, and it wasn't happening. I lost one fish, Mr. White lost a fish, but even still, that was like the only fish catch we had. Or sorry, that was the only fish kind of activity we had. And so we decided to keep moving upstream, and maybe something along the way would show up. So like I said, we headed upstream some, and Mr. White and I, we actually went through this super rapid water. It was like shin high, super cold, guys. Like, this water was freezing. It was rushing fast. The rocks were super slippery, and luckily for me, I didn't fall. Mr. White, on the other hand, if I can recall, he did fall in a little bit, not super bad. But yeah, it was insanely hard to cross. But it was still really awesome now thinking back on it, and it was a really neat experience. And, when we get to this spot, we get to the certain spot that Jay had found way downstream, and he was looking upstream where to go fishing. And basically, it was this deep in, and it gets shallow, and then it kind of drops off into this somewhat waterfall into a deep pool. And so he decided that we were going to go and fish that deep pool, and that's exactly what we did. And so I go down a little bit of a ways closer to the V point where that deep pool and that waterfall kind of ends, while Mr. White stays up a little bit. And we're both taking casts, not getting much luck. And then Jay comes down to me, and he's like, "Hey Cole, why don't you go and cast down a little bit of a ways?" And so as soon as I was going back to recast, a huge trout went up, and I think it was my dropper that he hit, if I can remember correctly. But it was just amazing feeling. It was my first big fish of the trip. It was about a 16-inch trout, cutthroat trout, and which is a really great fish up in the Bob Marshall Wilderness. And so we hooked that, and it is just a really neat experience. And Jay's super excited, Mr. White's super excited. I'm ecstatic at that moment.
Just cast it over there for me.
Oh, there we go.
Nice work, dude. Slam. Drag him in.
Drag him in? Okay.
Keep that rod tip bent. We need steady pressure.
Awesome. There we go. There we go. Let me reel in for you.
Wow, dude. Good fish.
It's a nice cutthroat. Wow, that is really nice.
That's a pretty fish, dude. Good work.
Okay.
Nice and gentle, and he's gonna come right out of that. Yeah, look at Tom. Look at Tom. Woo! Push it towards him. Push it towards him.
Oh.
That's alright.
And he's just so slippery.
Yeah, he is.
Wow, that's awesome.
Woo!
Awesome. That was great. That's when I was going to recast. And I literally thought it was just stuck on a rock like the dropper was. I was like, and then it felt my line go, and that was awesome.
Nice work, dude. So, because I think that a lot of the fish are hanging out in this deeper end of the top,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you walk out a little further.
Yeah.
And kind of fish where the water pours over down here, and I'm gonna have Tom come a little closer to
Okay.
us.
Awesome.
So go ahead and move down there for me, and I'm gonna move Tom down as well.
Oh. And so we let Mr. White go and try and fish. We keep fishing that hole and see if Mr. White can get a fish. And there was no luck at that point. And then that's when Brisbane, Shay, and Baylor actually finally meet up with us. And they said they're going to head upstream and fish some more. And we're just going to kind of keep working this certain area. And so we start working this area after Brisbane, Shay, and Baylor left. And we worked a little bit more for about 45 minutes until we had lunch and with the other guys. And at that time it was around 11:30. We had lunch for about 30-45 minutes, just started talking, hanging out, just having fun. Just really soaking in what was around us, which is complete glory. It's absolutely mesmerizing to go up there in the wilderness, and just absolutely beautiful what God has created. But after that 45 minutes, we decided to head up to a different section of the stream and of the waterways, and that was about another, oh man, I think that was another 4 miles of a walk. I can't remember exactly for sure. It was definitely a long walk, but it was definitely worth it as well. So once again, we walk a whole lot, about an hour to hour and a half walk, and then the same groups go and split up. Brisbane, Shay, and Baylor head upstream. Mr. White, Jay, and I stay downstream. And almost the exact same thing happened as in the other fish I caught. There's once again this little waterfall type thing into a deeper pool, and we were letting Mr. White fish a little bit, but then his line got tangled up, so he let me go up there, and like on my 4th or 5th cast I hook a monster of a trout, and it was just absolutely beautiful, guys. It was amazing. Under those two rocks.
Really? He's underwater.
Yes, sir. Nope. Back.
Right there.
Those two rocks. Oh shoot. What kind of snake?
Probably a garter.
I'll mess with snakes.
You've got the fly I'd like to try here. Nice work, man.
Woo! Uh-oh. Okay, guys. Oh, yes! That is huge! Oh my gosh.
Dude, he's like, I think he's white just because of the color of the river, you know?
Wow, that is huge.
That's sweet.
Jeez. Okay, Mr. Wright, do you want a picture? guys, this is the fly I was using. It's tiny. That big trout hit off of this tiny thing. I mean, I don't even know if this is barbed. It's not, well, it came with a barb, but he pinches his barbs. But yeah, what did you call it? A gray drake? And that's what it was, a gray drake. I don't know what that is. But, wow. That was awesome. I'm glad I didn't lose him too. So after reeling in that fish, Jay notices the color of the cutthroat, and he says it was really abnormal but really beautiful to see. And he said the reason why he thinks it was so pale and so white was because it was blending into the rocks around it. That way it can survive, against its predators and stuff like that. Because there were some trout that we caught that was really cool to see. They actually had like eagle talon marks on them, or an eagle or a hawk or something, or not a hawk, yeah, or possibly a hawk, but an eagle for sure had grabbed it and just had slipped out and somehow survived. And there were definitely a few trout like that were caught, and it was just absolutely beautiful to see a fish so pale and but so gorgeous at the same time. And so we released that guy, and we decided to head upstream some more. And Jay then shows us a couple games of fly fishing that he likes to play. One's like 3 strikes, so each person has 3 casts that they can do to see who can catch a fish. So Mr. White and I played a couple games like that, and it was really fun. And then we started working some holes, going upstream, seeing other people that were around also fishing these same areas, and just trying to meet up back with Brisman, Shay, and Baylor. Alright, got a little hole here. Playing a little bit of golf. Baseball. Oh yeah, first cast. What the heck? Yeah. Oh man. Oh.
There we go. Nice. Pretty good, dude.
Oh yeah. Nice spots.
You want to release him for me?
Sure. Get his mouth.
Yeah, there's so many people that don't want to release their fish.
I don't know why.
Like, that's the best part.
Yeah, it seriously is.
Granted, like, we'll be on.
So we then are starting to work this hole, or I'm definitely starting to work this hole, because we saw a huge trout blowing up on all these different flies, and so Jay gets super excited, and so he decides that we're gonna work this hole a lot, and so we work it for about 20 minutes, and then Brisman and Shane Baylor start coming back down, and they start talking to us about how they've already worked the hole with no luck, and it's just really picky trout.
More on the inside of the current?
Yeah.
Nice, downstream, man. Keep that rod tip low. That wind's gonna grab your line too. Feed a line. Take the rod, take the rod. Way higher than 2 feet above where the rocks are. Okay. In that foam. A bit higher. A little more line out. Hey, would you quit drifting in our hole, please? I don't care. You can't just slide in. Oh, I get it. There it is. This one. Ready? 3. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. You're kidding me. You gotta do that again. That was so perfect.
Ah.
It's alright.
So at that time, it was getting pretty late. Dinner was around 6:30, I believe, and it was already about 4:30. And so we start heading back downstream to where we left some of our gear, and we then start to go on our walk back to the camp. And that walk, we called it the Death March. Even though we called it the Death March, it was definitely a beautiful, beautiful walk. I mean, there were eagle nests everywhere that we saw, eagles flying above. The trees were absolutely beautiful. Even the burnt down trees after a forest fire they had a couple years back. And it was just all super beautiful to see. And oh my gosh, though, it was like an insane walk. This was supposed to be about a 4-mile, 5-mile trip, and it turned, I think it was estimated at the end to be around 10 to 12 miles. So it was definitely quite a bit of a difference, and yeah, it was insane. But while going on this trip, or this walk back, this journey, this excursion we had, Jay and Brisbane were just absolutely hilarious at some points. We got to try first huckleberries, wild huckleberries, like picking them straight from the bush, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And it was absolutely amazing. It tasted so good, guys. But back onto the point of Jay and Brisbane, we get to like this cliff, like an absolute drop off, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna just go down this. And Shay and I are in the back, and we're like dying over here, and because we're a little bit not the most fit, and we're like, this can't be done. I'm like, we're about to die. And so Shay and I are making our way really slowly down this hill, and Brisbane and Jay, they're like ski sloping it, like literally going back and forth, and like jumping like gazelles or something. I don't even know, guys, but it was really funny to see. Brisbane, I think, actually kind of hurt himself at the end, but he was just laughing it off, and we're just having a good old time near the end, because we're getting closer to the camp, and we were like, finally, we're not about to die in the woods. We're about to go back to the camp, rest, maybe jump in the river, the freezing cold river, to cool off. And we finally get back to the camp, and the only thing that's separating us is this little waterway. And we were just gonna jump in, and that's exactly what Brisbane did. Like, he straight up, like, just dove in, and I was like, oh, that's not that bad of a deal. And, it seems really awesome, really fun, until I put my hand in the water, and the water was ice cold. Like, I don't know what it was going on with this water, but this water was even colder than most of the other waters. But they brought a boat for us, a little raft back, but it was still really fun. This day was just I had such a blast hanging out with the guys and Jay and Brisbane, because they're just an awesome group of guides, an awesome group of guys just in general. And so yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the episode as much as I enjoyed it. Especially enjoyed making it and going back over the memories of just the crazy day we had. And yes, episode, actually day 7 and 8, I'm going to combine those days. Those should be coming out soon, whenever I get to editing them. And I hope y'all enjoyed this episode, and definitely stay tuned for the next episode of those 2 days combined. And if you've missed any of the days, I have a playlist of all my fly fishing Montana videos, so go check out one of my playlists if you want to catch up on what's happened. I mean, I personally think they're awesome videos, and so if you haven't seen it, definitely check them out. If you have seen it, still check it out. Comment down below, if you're a fly fisherman, if you are, like, where's your favorite place fly fishing? If you have any recommendations, I would for sure love to, maybe even go check them out and go on vacation, check them out there. Or if you would just want to, support the channel, for sure, just leave a comment down below, and thumbs up. I mean, it's very much appreciated, and it's just y'all help me through this process, and it also helps me know if y'all are liking this, because you know, if I don't get any feedback, I don't necessarily know if y'all are liking it. And, you know, I want to make y'all happy in the process of doing what I love. So definitely, you know, leave something down in the comments to help direct me through what y'all want to see, challenges y'all might want to see. You know, maybe doing videos with y'all, which would be awesome to do. But yeah, overall, great video. Check out my next ones, and we'll see you back later. CS Outdoors, signing out. Still an amazing trip, an amazing day, a very tiring day, and it will definitely be remembered for quite a while. I mean, goodness gracious, just that, the walk itself was quite a memorable experience, on top of two 16-inch trout that I caught. Also, I forgot to mention, Shay apparently caught a 19-inch trout when they were upstream. I'm not too sure about it because they didn't get it on picture, they didn't get a video, they didn't get anything except for their word. And, you know, I got both my trout on camera, so why couldn't they got theirs on camera? I don't know. Seems a little shady to me, but I'll give it to Shay anyways. It happened to also be the biggest trout of the trip from anyone caught, which is still awesome to see, even though we didn't get a picture to show y'all, which is okay. But you know, overall this day was an amazing day. We came back to Carl, who's one of our people there. He's also the cook, and he had an amazing meal ready for us. Don't quite remember what it is. And then we decided to wash up because we were absolutely dirty with dust, kicking up dust and all that on the trails. And so we got in the water, and like I was saying, it's cold. Really, really cold.